So welcome back to the channel. Now this right here is actually an older speaker from Soundcore, but hey, who cares? I happen to find it at Ross, $29 instead of the regular $50 price tag. It's called the Select 2. Now you have 20 hours of battery life, IPX7 as you can see right here, customizable EQ, so I'm not sure if you could change it from the device itself, or more likely you have to go into the application. It does have bass up, which allows the bass to actually be much heavier than what it already comes with. And lastly, you have Party Cast. Now, for the people that don't know what that is, you can actually hook up multiple speakers of this sort. I don't know if it's assorted speakers, probably just the same kind. I don't know who would do that. I don't know who would waste that amount of money to do that. I guess it is an interesting feature to show the technology that's in the speaker, but no one's really doing that. Anyway, is it worth $30? Well, I have no idea, but we're going to find it out together. Anyway, let's get right into this review and not waste any more time. So as soon as you take everything out of the box like I did, these are the 4 items that you get. You got a couple booklets right here, the speaker itself, the strap that I'm assuming goes onto the speaker, and then lastly the USB-C. So let's do a process of elimination. First thing, you know what a string is. Let's get this out of here. Second one, this is the USB-C. As you can see, USB-C on this end, USB-A on the other end. If you have a USB-C to USB-C connection, that's fine. You can use whatever charging cable you want. Just make sure that the power supply against the wall isn't too strong. You want to burn out your speaker. Right here, and this one is just more so probably just, you know, nothing to really, I don't care about that. FCC statements and all that stuff, pretty worthless. Right here, this is the quick startup guide, which is more likely what you're actually going to need. It shows you how to use the speaker. So if let's go over this real fast. Open that up, here we go. So in the first panel, it shows you what all the buttons do, NFC area, USB-C charging port, I got that wrong. Bluetooth LED, Bluetooth party cast button, just a bunch of different things. You have the cable right here. It lets you know how to charge it. You can see the power button, how to power it on and off to do so, and how to actually go through the process of syncing the product. Now, I never knew that Bluetooth really had NFC. I guess it's possible to do that in order to connect them to multiple devices. But because I'm only using one, I'm just going to go through the traditional Bluetooth way of connecting the device itself. Now, with that being said, here's what you're looking for, the speaker itself. It does have a little bit weight to it. This is a little weighty. What I noticed about Soundcore products, that even their cheaper ones, especially over the last probably 5 years or so. Is it 5 years? No, I don't know about 5 years, but over the last 2 years at least, that's when I really started doing reviews. They just have a really solid product. And even though this is, I think the speaker is like maybe 2 years old or something, it still just looks and feels really good. You can see that this is definitely quality. I like this a lot. So this is where the hook would actually go, right over here. You would untie this, hook this in here, and then tie it back. So that way you can have it with a strap. I'm personally not going to do that, but there are people out there that would hook this to their book bag. So kind of keep that in mind. Even though this is IPX7, is that what it is? IPX7, yes. I feel uneasy about this charger port. Now, granted, there are phones out there that can go underwater and the charger port's just like this, but just be careful. My suggestion is, just because it can take splash and water and all that doesn't mean that you shouldn't necessarily do so. Protect your investment. Don't just leave it out to the elements to get destroyed, because if that port gets damaged, dust and different things inside of this, you're going to have some problems in the long run. So just make sure that you do a good job of taking care of it. You have your power button right here. I'm guessing that this is the indicator right here, plus, minus. This looks like is this a sync button? Let me just double check and look at this right here. See what that button is. Number 4. Yep, multi-function button is this one right here. You have your plus and your minus volume, obviously. This is the Bluetooth party cast button. Interesting. So Bluetooth party cast button. I would assume that that was just the Bluetooth button altogether. Okay, so this is the power LED and this is the Bluetooth LED. This is for NFC. So I'm curious, if I power this on, will it automatically put itself in pairing mode? We're going to try that in a little bit. But like I said before, this is a very, very solid looking speaker. I like the way it looks. Seems pretty cool. Hopefully it sounds as good as it looks. So I'm going to walk you guys through the sync process. I haven't done it myself yet, so if I fumble a little bit, hey, you might experience the same thing, but look at this video for reference point. This is the power button right here. I'm going to go ahead and hold that, see what happens. I haven't heard that in a while. I remember that their sounds when they powered on their products sound like that. Okay, so that blinking right there means that this is a Bluetooth pairing mode. I'm going to go ahead and just go to the settings and see if it automatically picks it up. Let's double check. Bluetooth. Yeah, it does. Soundcore Select 2. So you don't even need this button. This is for the NFC. So as soon as you power this on, especially if it's a brand new speaker, it's going to automatically put itself in power mode when you hold the power button for a couple seconds. I'm going to tap this right here and I'm going to sync it. All right, now that this is actually synced, very easy, very simple. What I'm going to do is go to the Soundcore application. Normally, some people use their things without this. I want to see if this has app support. Oh, and it does. It says device found. I'm going to go ahead and press connect, and here we are. So you have quite a few settings. Bass up is currently on. It comes pre-on, so I'm assuming that when you use the speaker, the bass is already on when you do so. Let's see here. Let me pull this down a little bit. Equal. This is the maximum volume right here. More settings. You have power on, auto power off, voice prompts, which I'm not going to use voice prompts. I am curious whether there's a firmware update. Oh no, it says that it's actually updated, so that's a good thing. And like I said before, this is an older speaker, so it's probably one of the reasons why it's already updated. It probably doesn't get any more software updates. But at the end of the day, who honestly cares? The purpose is to play it out loud, right? That's all that really matters. Let me hit this button. Yeah, and that's pretty much, it doesn't seem like there's much customization to this. There is an equalizer right here, as you can see. If I tap this, it gives you voice, tremble, boost, and balanced. But you also have the option between custom. So this doesn't have the 22 equalizer settings like so many of the other Soundcore products have. And quite frankly, that doesn't mean much to me to begin with, because at the end of the day, you're more interested in the quality of sound than, I'm not going to say that obviously equalizers do matter, but the fact that they give you the option to be able to customize it yourself is kind of solves the problem of all the pre-selected equalizers. Anyway, not a bad speaker. Follow these instructions, sign into the Soundcore app, which is absolutely free, so that you can have more range of customization. Music quality is what matters, obviously. You see that the speaker looks nice, it's solid, it's very easy to sync. I wonder if this is going to have bass jumping in the back. We're about to find out in a second. So the first song that I want to play for you guys is called Warzone. Now, and I have played a couple songs already, but I do want to just let you hear it for yourselves so you can get an understanding of how decent the speaker is for the asking price. Here we go. Shit, that is strong. I had to turn that down, that's how strong that is. Very powerful bass, but it doesn't overpower the instruments in the song though. It meshes very well. That's one thing that Soundcore does. I like the bass, it sounds pretty good. Now, when I normally listen to Soundcore products, especially their earbuds, some particular ones, if the sound profile isn't correct, the bass can overpower the product, and they do fall victim to that a lot, I'll admit that. But the quality of sound is definitely here. The moment it started playing, I felt enveloped in the music where I'm like, ooh, it sounds really good. Like, you know how you put a headset over your head and you can feel the rumble and how the song sets up and you're like, you're anticipating the beat drop. That's how I felt listening to this in front of my face. Now, I didn't turn this up all the way. Like I said before, I did this off camera. The speaker is loud enough where you can actually drown out people in the room if you're having a conversation. Now, obviously, if you're having a party or something like that, one speaker is not enough. It'll still sound good, but it is not loud enough to drown out a group of people. But if you have multiple speakers in different parts of the room, that's a different story. And I think that's where that party feature comes in. Anywho, we're also going to talk about, let's do another song first, Fire and Ice, because this one has vocals. This is songs I normally use for you guys who are new to the channel, just to give you an idea of how clear it sounds. That bass is good. That's a really good bass, man. Like it feels good. Like you feel it in your chest. Like certain earbuds, you can feel the bass. Like it just moves you and makes you just want to jam, even if it's a song you don't even care about. Baby, you give me ice and fire. It's clear, it's crystal clear. Now, you know what's funny about this, and I have to say this. This is a $50 speaker originally when it came out. $29.99 at Ross. I'm sure there are newer editions of the speaker that might be the same price, cheaper, or a little bit more, right? Because Soundcore is always pushing out content. I meant products. Said that incorrectly. The fact that something this old sounds this good, I think it was like a year, 2 years old or so. This is a good sounding speaker. If you was to give this to someone as a gift or anything like that, I don't see them being mad about it. Even if you came from like a Beats pill or a Bose type of pill headset, it may not equal the quality of sound that those products have. But one thing I'll say about Soundcore is that even their cheaper products sound so good that it's comparable to other people's more expensive products. You know what I mean? It's like they're not left in the dust. You can't little bro them. Their products always sound really good. Anyway, that's it for the music section. I'm so excited. I love these speakers because I actually needed another one for my Steam Deck. Whenever I hook it up to my monitor, one of my monitors has speakers, the other one doesn't. So the bigger one, I want to hook my Steam Deck to, and I needed a wireless speaker. So that's one of the reasons why I bought this. And it's just doing a job. Decent battery life, 20 hours. I really have nothing bad to say about this speaker. I don't even need another speaker. Obviously, if I find it, I'm going to buy it for review purposes because I'm a review junkie. But outside of that, it's really good. Anyway, let's go on to the next section, which is going to be, is this actually worth the asking price? So, is this worth the asking price? Now, if you've watched this full video or watched the music section already, you're already going to know how I feel about the speaker. I think it's phenomenal and it's really, really good. It does exactly what I needed to do. It's loud, it's powerful, the bass is rumbling. It doesn't suffer with sound when you turn it up and down. It's loud enough to drown out people inside of a room like a small gathering, but not loud enough if you have a bigger gathering where if it's sitting on a table far away. Like if it's sitting in the vicinity of the people having a conversation, it can do a pretty decent job of drowning out sound. If you hook this up to a Nintendo Switch, which I have, it sounds good. I hooked this up to a Steam Deck, it sounds perfectly fine because that's what I actually bought it for, was my Steam Deck. And obviously review reasons, but I'm keeping it to keep it connected to my Steam Deck. And out of all the products that I review on this channel, whether it's JLab speakers, whether it's Skull Candy speakers and all that, if you ever notice, I always hold on to my Soundcore stuff. Now, I have to be honest with you. I did sign an agreement with Soundcore about new products recently, probably within the last month or so. I'm being very transparent. The only thing they ever sent me was a Soundcore clip. So all these other headphones and speakers come out of my pocket and I review them as is. I always liked their brand, even back when they were making like the Soundcore. I forgot what the earbuds were, but they were making headphones long before they got popular, long before the Life Note Cs. That was probably their rise to fame, if we're being honest here. And for years, they just, Liberty Air Pros and Liberty Air 2s, they've been making headphones for years. And I always liked the brand. Now, in my opinion, I think that their company finally caught up to the likes of Beats, Apple, and Samsung, the more mainstream companies. I don't care about JBLs, they're overpriced. I don't care about Skull Candies, they're nice. But when you start pricing things based on what they offer versus other companies that offer a plethora of more stuff and better quality speakers and better sound, it's like, why pay more money if you don't have to? This is an older speaker. And if you like the way this sounds, how do you think the current ones sound? Better than this one. But again, if you find this at Ross for $29.99, pick this up. If you see it on Amazon, which I haven't seen on Amazon, there are newer speakers out there, so you might have a hard time finding it. But if you visit your local Ross store, like I do it every single day when I'm at work. I work across the street from a Ross. And I just check to see what products they have, whether it's sneakers, clothes, figurines, whatever it is, I always check. When I find something that's rare that I know is going to be sold, I buy it immediately. And this is one of those things. So I like the speaker a lot. I don't have anything bad to say about it outside of the charger port right here. Just keep it clean. Even though it's IPX7, I don't trust water resistance ratings because they're not all equal in every product. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, like and subscribe like always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, peace.